Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here. The car is fixed and I'm back in the park. You know, I was in the airport in Chicago recently and I noticed a group of Muslim men sitting off by themselves and a person with them wearing a full burqa. Couldn't even see her eyes. Now, we don't see much of that in Florida, and it struck me how oppressive the burqas really are. That poor girl, if it was a girl, was about as stylish as a trash bag, and that alone is a sin against a young girl. It was a sad sight. 5 Muslim men guarding her like a prisoner in chains. And then I get home and found this letter to me from a Muslim man. Islam, who taught you to be civilized today. Islam, which taught you the knowledge of mathematics, medicine, astronomy, and engineering, architecture, law, economics, art, music, and literature. Islam, who made civilization for 1,000 years when your Christian ancestors were eating human flesh. Christians and Jews were fleeing Europe to Muslim lands to seek civil and religious asylum. And then he went off on a string of filthy profanity to describe the USA. Well, you can tell a lot about a person or a religion by how they treat those who cannot defend themselves. In this culture, women and children have a special place, always have. I cannot stop thinking about that poor girl in the bag. The burqa is a perfect symbol of the oppression of Islam. And this mutt's letter is a perfect expression of either ignorance or Islam's sacred art of lying, neither of which puts it in good graces with God. Well, here's a little history lesson for you mutts out there. Thousands of years before Muhammad invented Islam, the Egyptians were masters of mathematics and engineering. The Chinese were masters of astronomy and medicine. Literature? How about Homer's The Iliad or any of 1,000 great classics from around the world? And Christians have never eaten human flesh. That comes from a metaphor that Jesus used about the bread and wine we take at communion. The Crusades were launched to free Jerusalem from Islamic brutality and to stop their kidnapping and torture of European pilgrims to the Holy Land. And who was doing the kidnappings and torturing? Muslims. And how did the Muslims get Jerusalem in the first place? Oh yeah, they came boiling up out of Saudi Arabia, hacking, slashing, raping, burning, and murdering all in their path. They laid siege to Jerusalem for 5 months, during which time 50,000 Jews and Christians died horribly. The very first Crusaders took Jerusalem away from the brutal Islamic pirates, and the Muslims were stunned. How could they be so easily defeated? Well, they decided that Allah must be mad at them and started looking for ways that they could become even more Islamic. Well, guess who they zeroed in on? The astronomers and scientists and mathematicians, because they were teaching things that were not in the Quran. And those poor guys fled for their lives to Europe, where they received asylum and protection. Historians call that the day Islam committed intellectual suicide. And you guys are still so ignorant that you stuff your women in black bags. Well, in this country we don't put our women in burqas. We put them in F-15 fighter jets and send them out to kill Islamic terrorists. That's right, the proud young Muslim mujahideen are running and hiding from American women. How appropriate. This is Wild Bill for America. Thanks for watching, and America bless God again. And whenever I say God, I'm referring to the Almighty God of the Bible, not that Saudi counterfeit.